the software to continue on the rural electrification path. So one of the first things I'll touch on is the regulations, as was mentioned earlier. Your Excellency mentioned that between 0 to 1 megawatt is being put into place to encourage private sector participation. And I would like to also update that that regulation at the moment, we're looking to even increase that to 5 megawatts, even to bring in additional investments. So with that, I think what is very clear is that given the fact that power and energy provision is a highly commercialized sector, we have to continue to demonstrate that in government we should be able to provide either grants or subsidies that should bring in private sector investment. And I think one of the things that was also done under this administration and under the guidance of His Excellency is to actually operationalize the REF fund. So initially this was done within the Act in 2006, but the past government didn't do anything with that regulation for about 11 years until the Buhari administration came and actually established the REF fund. So what we've been able to do is to demonstrate that with capital grants and subsidies, we can bring in a lot of private sector investment. That concept gave birth to the Nigeria Electrification Project, where the World Bank and the AFDB provided a loan to the federal government of Nigeria, which was converted to a grant of up to $550 million. So what we've been doing in the World Electrification Agency is to demonstrate that with these grants and subsidies, we are able to attract additional private sector financing. Through that concept, we have been able to achieve over 1 million connections, and we have built over 100 mini-grids. So with that, I think one of the things that we need to continue to understand is that government is just not in a position to always provide the money for infrastructure. Government can only provide you with the enabling environment and with this kind of funding. And the World Electrification Agency in the past few years has proven that with that funding, we are able to get tremendous results. We are able to attract private sector financing where they come in and provide power for our rural dwellers to make it even more and more affordable. And in addition to that, the Excellency also mentioned the Energizing Economics Program, which covered us for the solar and rural market. So during the time when we've been here as well, we've tried to expand that program to look at how it can also cover agriculture. And I was having a conversation with some of my colleagues here from the Ministry of Agri, who've been working closely with them to see how we can energize economies through agriculture, because part of what we have to improve upon in the delivery of our mini-grids is that it has to go beyond providing lighting. It has to touch lives. We have to demonstrate that the electricity is being used in an economic manner, and that is the major aspect that the agriculture will play. So with that, we've been advancing to see how we can have mini-grids for productive use instead of only having mini-grids that will only cater for powering homes. The productive use aspect is very critical, especially we know that we're generating power through the sun. So during the day, if we don't clearly put in instruments and equipment that will pick up or offtake that power within rural communities, then essentially it means that we keep on wasting the generation that we are doing through the sun. So this is one aspect that I think we can continue to drive under the leadership of our incoming President, inshallah, President ASIWAJU, and we just continue to do and improve upon what has been done today. What is working, we keep on improving upon it, and we continue to prefer additional solutions to what hasn't been done, particularly very, very well. In addition, I would just like to update that for the energizing education that Your Excellency mentioned, that 7 have been completed and commissioned. We have also contracted out another 7 through the World Bank, and another 8 are also coming through the African Development Bank, showing that we have continued to advance those programs up to completion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And clearly, a lot of work is being done in the back of this off-grid, which will support the national grid. As well, another engineering. I just want to say, one of the things we want to see, I have to break this down. Regularly, we have system collapses, these are technical things. As an engineer, I don't know anything about this space. What are the things you think about so that we can have to this system that we're building? Because this is not something that all our plans see a lot. So not just get an idea of what code design these kind of things. Thank you.
Well, system collapse has so many causes. One of them is the lack of balance between generation and distribution and consumption. Once your consumption outweighs your generation, there's likelihood that the system will collapse. In power system, that's what we call N-1 criteria. N-1 means any of your components at a time one of them fails, your system will not notice it. But the generation in Nigeria is lower than the demand. So you can see if you have a loss of any component, some of the generators will be out and the gap between generation and consumption goes up. So you don't have a stable system. So what we have in Nigeria is N-0. But some well-developed power systems, they can have N-2. N-2. Two items at the same time. A transmission line, a generator fell, no problem. The system does not feel it. So the investment in the power sector is huge. It's needed to balance this. And I'm happy the Presidential Power Initiative is trying to address that. Fortunately for us, this government has deemed it fit to set up the PPI and brought in on the board the president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So we are members of the board. And everyday activities, as the representative of NSE on the board, I belong to 2 committees. I belong to the Finance and General Purpose Committee, and I also belong to the Technical and Regulatory Committee. So that tells you how important engineers are on that board. So we feel that if the PPI is implemented fully, we will start thinking of having a stable system. But as it is now, Nigeria is the worst stable system. We are the best in system collapse and system restoration. I'm telling you, system restoration, the Americans in 2014, when they lost supply, they could not restore. But we can restore within 30 minutes. We can restore in Nigeria within 30 minutes. But do we have to restore? We don't want it to fail. So I'm happy the PPI is coming in and this will be out. And I hope the incoming government will continue with it. On our role as engineers, I must tell you, the minister has mentioned so many things. In fact, the former Minister of Agric has mentioned that when they developed a a yam equipment. It was developed by Nigerian engineers at Incam in Ilorin. They are Nigerian engineers, they are there. So all we need as engineers is challenge. And I'm sure the minister at that time will challenge them. The honorable minister of Works, I know you are modest in what you have been saying, but there are so many things you have done in power, in infrastructure, in Lagos State that you have not mentioned. The power, you are the first to establish your own power plant in this country. And I'm sure Madam Isaiah knows that. So he tried to mimic that one with the Alkali power. So you can see that those initiatives, we are seeing it from Lagos, is coming up. And I remember one of the governors in Kano State had to take all his commissioners to Lagos to understudy Lagos and come back. And that is why even Kano is a little bit okay. We are developing. So I believe if we can engage the local professionals, we are going to, the sky is not the limit. And I made a promise that I'm going to make someone to stand up, even though he was a deputy governor. I just want to demonstrate to you that it is dear to our hearts that the Nigerian engineers are with you and we are ready for development, for infrastructure development. That is why I said I will ask all the engineers in the house to stand up. Sorry, sir. Yes, in the house. Yes. Okay. So thank you very much. Yes, they are ladies. They are lady engineers. So, Your Excellency, sir, I hope the incoming government will organize this. We are ready to partner with anybody for the development of this country. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, on this panel, many persons have been starting more than and I know that one of the things that this government has done is even the devolution of powers. One of the things that's been done is the devolution of powers in executive reform. We're developing powers to the states. And like I said, we need vision. I'm a man, I play the women's systems. One of the things that I've not understood, when I started looking at the values, you organize them property and education and systems plan. And how was the background of the revolution in the property values in the institution? Nobody mentions them. So let them continue to look at the things that we've done in the company, because there's so much to cover. Thank you very much. We don't want to keep everybody from too long. I'm just going to go to the question and answer session. I'm sure there are a lot of questions out there, and who's going to direct so that we can hand back the microphone to ministers here, and another one is I have two questions, one for the Honourable Minister and one for the Honourable Minister. I know that there was an agreement between the federal government and the DISCOs when the privatization took place. And part of it was to reduce the line losses when the investment was made. Now, among the now that you guys investing through cement, who's going to pay? Are the DISCOs paying for this investment, or will the federal government pay? I think the federal government is paying. Will there be some form of payback to us consumers, or what? And then for you, I know you've been taking advantage of
foreign loans, foreign grants for some of your projects. And I'm quite sure that the United States is also set aside some funds in their current budget to do solar or renewable energy. Are you going to be tapping into that? That's my question. Thank you.
Alan Diploma, an architect also has a voice to empower
Let me start by congratulating His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, Honorable Minister, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, for the massive work you've done in this country, most especially delivering or recent the millennial legacy, second Niger Bridge, and as well as the local Oweto Bridge, such defining infrastructure projects all over the country. Let me also congratulate you for this excellent paper which you delivered with panache. Your versatility, Honorable Minister, in presenting engineering data and analysis is so stunning, really, and we are very, very happy with your mode of presentation. Those of us who are in mainstream politics and campaign really admire the way you engage the discerning Nigerian public in convincing ways about what the government is doing and how it's impacting on the economy and the Nigerian economy and Nigerian society in general. Now, I'm also very happy with the way you've given us data on how to connect our party's aspirations, the undertakings and achievements of this government in the last 7.5 years in the 2 mandates, 2015 to 2019 and 2019 to today, and how we are connecting this foundation, what you call the hardware, to the software which ASIWAJU is going to build on to perfect this development agenda which our party presents to Nigerians, quite in contrast to our opponents who have struggled with rule of law and ensuring democracy in Nigeria, but here, and also they failed to deliver on infrastructure and things that can change the life of Nigerians. I want to request your paper, sir, for us to help us to engage the Nigerian public along this. But the question I want to ask is, this Siemens project on transmission, which is being worked on now, with intensity and aggression, how long is it going to impact? How long is it when is it going to be completed, and how much impact is it going to add to the power solution in the country today, especially in this 2023 year? Thank you. That's the question, sir.
Thank you very much. Let's have please. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Hadiza Onido, and my question is to the Honorable Minister. We were very jubilant in 2015 when this administration came on board, and everyone thought we were going to have NEPA back, privatization of the power sector was going to be reversed. And we all heard that there were legal limitations to this yearning of the Nigerian masses. And later we heard that between distribution, generation, and the three variables that comes together to give us power, that the discourse occupy a position that cannot be legally reversed, and we were at their mercy for this years. Where the generation is there is no means to distribute it to us, and the power that we have gained through the years, through hard work, is many times wasted Please, what are the solutions? What can we expect going forward to be different? And what are the legal remedies that will be available to reverse these sufferings that we have had to endure as a result of the recklessness of the past administration? Thank you.
Mr. Patrick, let me be partial. He's a lawyer.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Minister, my question is to you. I live in Lagos and I'm a direct beneficiary of most of your competence and integrity. And it's very good work you do in Lagos. I don't have anything to say but to thank you for the wonderful work you do in your state. Having said that, I've heard all the things you listed that the present Buhari government has been able to achieve. But I sincerely believe that those serving Buhari in the media sector, in the information sector, they've been very underwhelming. There's a lot of people, very lot of underwhelming. So my question is, going forward, what can we do? Or what can we do to let Nigerians know? Because a lot of Nigerians don't even watch that this government has been achieved, apart from those who are their lives. I know that the government has done so well, but many people the person who created outside this similar thing. Thank you so much.
We're going to close, but I'd like to hear a question with regard to how we can get the energy by using the power. And that's what I'm talking about gas. The minister made some allusions to that, the AKK plant. Let's say anybody have a question with regard to the energy that goes about gas. Okay, you do. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Seviche. I'm here for Commercial Prize. My question is around renewable energy, solar in particular. I'm a finance man. I want to know what's for the next government, for young entrepreneurs like us, they want to go into solar system and ensuring that the lighting are improved through solar powers, going to the rural community, provides sustainable and cheap electrification through solar system. Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess the panelists have a question. I just think we go to the minister to see what responses we can give to the interest of the legislators for discussion. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. I think there have been very exciting perspectives and I'd like to make a few comments, if you permit me, just and then come to the question. And I think it relates to, I will answer question number 4 about media response, and that perhaps we have been underwhelming in reporting our achievements. And I think every one of us, each and every one of us, we can know how brilliantly have we defended our party in our homes, in communities. And so defending what is our brand, our identity, is not just the responsibility of those who government. And perhaps when all of this is done, we will have a more interactive party forum so that we hold many non-frequent local government congresses of the party, state congresses of the party, regional congresses and national congresses on issues and policies and programs. And in that way, we will all become more familiar with what our party is doing. It's not just at the federal government, at the state level, at the local government, we are impactful. But how many of those party members are champions of our party's brand? So, and analogous to that is the comment I then want to make.
which is that, yes, very quickly we weaponize negative news. So somebody wrote some reports, not very clearly understood by many people, and somebody just put a slang on it, where the poverty capital of the world. Who told you that? Go to India, you will see poverty working on this. What are you talking about? Have you seen poverty? So, excuse me, if you go and read the Brookings report, you will have a better understanding of what it says, because that is where that conversation came from. So, I don't learn by sound bites and headlines. I go and read the data. So, we should stop repeating all of those things without understanding what people say. Secondly, we're talking about 133 million people multidimensionally poor. Who released that data? Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. Now, that is the data. But, hello, that's the one we pick. What is multidimensional poverty? An example is access. If it takes me 5 hours to do something that other jurisdictions are doing in 1 hour, you're multidimensionally poor. You're inefficient. So why are we bringing the second language? Lagos is an expressway. Those are the things that it addresses. So we claim the figures, we don't proceed on the answers. We are responding, and we are responding very boldly as a government and as a party. And if you can't see that, sorry. That is why we are investing in roads and bridges. That is why we are opening up new ports. That is why we are expanding gas supply. To make us competitive, efficient, and rich, and to combat that multidimensional poverty. That's the reason we have the infrastructure. Then it then talks about monetary poverty, cash. Now, in 2015, when I became Minister for Works, the budget for the Ministry of Works was 18 billion. 18 billion, let me repeat that, for the whole of Nigeria. In 2015. 4 construction companies had made up over 20,000 workers. That's the budget we inherited. The Minister for the Coordinating Economy, or whatever it was called, had predicted in 2014 that Nigeria was heading into a recession. I didn't say, she said it, documented. That's the recession we entered. So it didn't matter who became president. Nigeria was going to enter our recession. The question is, what do we do in that? We multiplied our infrastructure investment. Today we are employing over 300,000 people in one sector, in the works and housing sector alone, through our contractors. That is the response to monetary poverty. So it's not just to show the data, the question is what is being done about it. And they are throwing around there, they are going to give you debt of 77 trillion. So yes, we should be concerned about debt. We should be concerned about it. But our opponents took $12 billion of cash out of this economy to go and settle creditors when our house was leaking. So if you weaponize the 77 trillion, please weaponize the 8,000 kilometers plus of road that is being left behind, the airport that are left behind, the road tracks that are being left behind, and the refineries that are being left behind. Those are assets against which we can build benchmark in that. As against, no left debt of 12 trillion and none of these assets was in place. So, stop surrendering to this home economics model. In 2008, or thereabouts, when Barack Obama was elected president of the United States, America's debt club was around 18, 19, or 20 trillion dollars. It's now $31 trillion. And then you fly there, you go and pay for healthcare, you go and pay for education. Who is paying their debt? I don't go there. So this is it. So once they forget, see the assets, we know the assets. So I think those are the conversations I like us to have. What can Nigerian engineers do? I think that was the question raised by the moderator. Yes, well, there was a response that they should be challenged, and I'm offering a challenge. Just yesterday, I think the President offered a larger commitment of funding for research and development. If you read the presidential power plan in the ASIWAJU plan, there's a part there where he commits to using local tertiary institutions, universities and polytechnics to drive R&D for local solutions for rural power. So the framework, as I said, the software is now in place. My challenge to the engineers, the real future of power is already manifesting itself in our hands, in those power banks we are carrying. We may not see it. The next revolution is really not about producing power, it's how to store it. Very soon, power will be in briefcases. You'll be able to carry 10, 15 megawatts in a briefcase. And I think that is an area we should start to play. We have all of the local national gifts, lithium and all of that. And I think this is my own challenge to you. So, with regards to solar, I just want to make this appeal. But let us not see solar as only for rural. And I think perhaps that's why it doesn't gain widespread traction. We see it as rural power. It is now the real power. So in the center of Abuja, in my office, we have 1.5 megawatt of solar. The next phase of that project is that at night when we are not in the office, all the power that is stored in our batteries will be sold to Abuja Disco so that they can use it to power your homes at night. So solar is not just rural, it is urban. The Usman Dam water project there is powered by solar. So solar is urban and it has rural impact. So let's not just see it in that sense. Now, the first question I was asked, I think, was who is paying for these investments in the presidential power initiative? Well, you can see the cost in many ways, but let me just break this down first. The DISCOs are owned by not just the private sector, but also by federal government, state governments, local governments, and there's a provision, I think, for the former workers of the sector. So if the DISCOs lose money, government, I think, owns 40% or so. Government is losing 40% of every coin that the DISCOs lose. So, but the long-term plan is to really apportion the investment as everybody's costs down the line. But the first thing is, let us first begin to see a cow that is alive, if you like that analogy, before we start to decide how we are going to make it. And I think that Chicago will agree with that analogy very clearly. You know, because a cow that is sick, that cannot produce milk, why are we worried about who gets what share of it? So that's the transmission project, where does it deliver? As I said in parts of my speech, is to expand reliability and capacity from 5 to 7 and then from 7 to 11. Now, I'm not the MD, I'm just a board member, so I'm not even in the management of the company, but I keep an eye on when we meet. Our last board meeting was June or thereabouts. So, but these deadlines keep moving. Procurement challenges, if you don't any engineering procurement before we see materials, manufactured, disruptions, but we're on track. Most of the equipment are beginning to arrive. We're at the stage now from the last briefing I have where the local components of installation, land, and all of that are being sold. I can't tell you precisely that it will be on this day, but we will begin to see results. Some of the mobile transformers have started coming in, I believe. So when they come in, even before the land work is put in place, they can deploy them as temporary sources. Somebody said something about one member, the no member again, so let's explore that. But the legality of the position. So I think if I understand you, but how can we arrive at this? Now, one of the things that I like us to understand, and maybe later I'll come and talk about it, what do we prioritize? So, the main opposition has sold over 250 government businesses. And in the process, they have laid off workers. Well, maybe that is good or bad. It's a debate that is out there. But are those businesses become more efficient? If you go and look at it under the you see people is now struggling to start auditing those things and look, has this achieved the objective? And what we are seeing, because my ministry is also housed now, we do with lands, is that it is the real estate of those undertakings that are just being taken away. The cowboys who bought them are all just removed them. So we need just to be careful what is sold. But once you have entered this agreement of privatization as a government, you also need to be careful. That's why you must be careful before you enter it. When you enter it, to get out requires some common sense, because you are sending message to the local and international investor if you cancel the contract. Those days where you just cancel anything are gone. So that's why it's difficult to just say, The best example I will use for you, most of the people bodies are local investors, so they are our brothers and sisters. So, madam, if you see your neighbor beating his child every day, and then he calls you, madam, let your son come and spend the weekend in our house. Will you send your child on? So when we start flogging our own children with this investment, and we are telling foreign investors to come in, they look at us, what kind of parents are you? But that does not make it different. If you look in the law, the regulator has powers to take their license, to amend their license, to sanction them. You and I as citizens must use those laws to bring them to action. In the same way, central bank intervenes with the banks. Excuse me. Can you get some water, please? Don't worry, it's umbrella. So we will use the law afterward to do the I have answered the question about the media reporting. And as far as we know, the is concerned, I think there is a last question. Everything is not possible. It's the new frontier of the world. We need to do our eyes open. As we hear to the new energy, we need to be careful. There is no perfect source of energy in one. Gas has its drawbacks. Hydro has its drawbacks on the impact on the environment.
And that's why you will see that there is no developed nation in the world anymore as a building hydropower. Because we have to displace a lot of people. In order to make solar panels, you know the main component, silica, it has consequential long-term environmental impact. And it also has the need to balance it with what we are seeing in terms of food production. The global population is reaching about 8 billion. And to do maybe 1 megawatt of solar plant, we are using enough land to reach 5 billion with cultivated vegetables, bananas, and maize. So it's a balance, and it is only those who are conscious of this and knowledgeable about it who will see opportunities for us. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I think we still have a question that was asked about to know how you can move in the start of Dr. Ono has been placed in that space, and let's also talk about the person in
Okay, thanks. I think your question was around how do you get involved, and the MD of ASIWAJU was here. So a few years ago we invested in the renewable sector. I think let me just go back to where some of the challenges are. We talk about multidimensional poverty and access. It's the lack of access is due to people not having the bulk of our electricity consumption in this country for the residential sector. That's why MDRA was talking about growing productive use. It's disproportionately high. And when you have people who don't have cash, who cannot afford renewable electricity, and the bulk of what we're offering in terms of renewable services is for poor residential rural areas, then the economics of those projects are generally challenged, right? So what the shift is now moving towards more productive use of energy, so you can grow the consumption so that the people can use it to power everything from micro businesses to using clippers to energizing markets like Ariaria, the Sabongari markets, the one in the Sura markets in Lagos, and a few other things like that. Can you aggregate demand so that and also make sure that the end use of that power is for productive use so that people can afford it and then sustain the investments in that. Otherwise, we'll run into some of the problems that plague that sector. The reason it needed to be supported a lot with grants and concessional financing is because a lot of people could not afford, and the default rates were quite high. So it was a very difficult sector to scale. So the movement into commercial sector and serving people who are using it for commercial uses and generating income will probably make that a little bit more sustainable. His Excellency talked about renewable for the grid, or essentially in cities, right? So let's say we make these improvements in the presidential initiative that's been discussed extensively, and you improve distribution and transmission capacity. What will happen is that, yes, we currently have quite a bit of gas as the main source of generation capacity, but the main fuel source for generation capacity. But what will likely happen is once you stabilize not only the technical framework, because, sorry, I got up earlier by mistake, I'm not an engineer. A lot of engineers focus on the technical aspects of things. This needs to build the physical infrastructure. The commercial framework and the regulatory framework that lawyers tend to spend a lot of time on are equally important. So once you address the commercial framework for grid electricity in the cities, and where we already have quite a bit of penetration, what I mean by addressing the commercial framework, you need to make sure that the tariffs are finally fully cost-through. So not necessarily, so people are able to recover their investments. People are paying a lot more for power, self-generated power, than what the DISCOs charge them. So NERC needs to fully move to allowing all of the costs of the investors to be fully reflected in that electricity tariff. That will attract investments. And that will make sure that those investments then can earn a return because they can make the investments in the infrastructure that is required. If you do that, you improve the gas supply into the grid sector. Once you grow gas supply into the grid sector and you stabilize that, and you have your base capacity, then you can add renewables. Renewables are intermittent, and as he said, you need an energy mix. There's no perfect solution. You need a mix of renewables. Some people still have, the US still uses quite a bit of coal. You've seen Germany starting to grow. Australia did very well exporting coal last year to quite a few economies. So it's somewhat, a lot of what we mean by an energy transition, what we mean by net zero, isn't necessarily that we stop using fossil fuels, it's that we use them more sustainably, we use it in a more environmentally friendly way, and then we incorporate and grow the share of renewables. It's renewable, I think, if you look at the electricity mix, fossil fuels still account for over 60% of it, and it will for a while. That's why you're seeing a lot of the instability and the fluctuations in the energy markets. So your solution, what I'm trying to explain is just that it's really important that we focus not only, and the manifesto addresses this in many ways, to focus on the regulatory aspects, the commercial aspects, and as well as the technical aspects to unlock every source of power.
Thank you very much. Just a short comment on the obstacles. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I'll just try to answer directly to His Excellency the Governor of Anambra. So to answer your question with a question, you were a bit brief. You said there's something around the funding from the U.S. You mean the U.S. Exim arrangement with South Africa? Okay. Okay, yes, I think to your point, there's currently one that is being initiated, and just to answer your point, we have been engaged on it. We're supposed to address both the utility scale mini-grids and the isolated and interconnected mini-grids. So yes, we are being talk to on that to see what kind of role the World Electrification Agency will play. Just to touch a little on the program for young entrepreneurs, I know it's been talked about in terms of all programs that we're doing within the REA. I just wanted to also seize this opportunity to encourage us young entrepreneurs, young people, to also do a lot of self-development and show a lot of interest in long-term projects. Being a young person, I've had the privilege of sitting with a lot of young people, and we do all the time try to share information about a lot of programs that we do. But most of the time, I think there's a feeling of this thing should happen quicker, this thing should come on a silver spoon, but I just wanted to use the opportunity to encourage you to work hard. It's not always easy unlocking financing, especially for renewable energy space, so it takes a lot of patience. The programs that we do, the results are actually there for everyone to see, so developers are accessing this money, but you cannot unlock that kind of financing with 2 or 3 pieces of paper. You need to do a lot of feasibility, you need to understand the space, you need to consult with a lot of professionals who actually know the energy space before you can actually be able to participate. So it's not just an automatic I just get it the next day. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
So thank you very much. I'd just like to close by emphasizing one message on what we're doing. I think it was the German Minister of the Environment in a while told eventually becomes the truth. And so we must learn to counter the negative messaging that has been done, that nothing has been done in this administration. That's a lie. There's never been an administration in the history of Nigeria that has made investment in infrastructure, that has done investment in the military reform. That's why we are going to eventually, and hopefully the state assembly companies will pass consumer process. No administration has come in that space. And so we need to counter that we need to do this. And again, the one thing we start to do is the more investment to continue to manage. Can we give them a rousing round of applause? The photographers, please kindly take.
slide. Yes, it's good.
Thank you. A very exciting panel discussion led by His Excellency the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, very hardworking. We'd like to thank you so very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, panelists. As you settle down, we will take a message from we will take a message from His Excellency ASIWAJU Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The message will be delivered by Dele Alaki. Thank you very much. If we would have just 2 minutes of your time so that we can take the message from, we'd like to kindly urge our very respected senior colleagues to kindly sit down so that we can take the message from the APC presidential candidate, please. Thank you. I know it's been a very long day, long day. Chief Dele Alaki should kindly just come up stage so that we have him. He's the senior advisor to all 4 media directorates of the Presidential Campaign Council. Can we kindly listen to the message from ASIWAJU? If we would just sit down briefly. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, I just want to deliver ASIWAJU Bola Ahmed Tinubu's apologies to this body, to the organizers, and to all of you that are here for this very serious engagement. He was due to be here as a keynote speaker, but so he was due to be the keynote speaker here, but there were 3 other events slated for the same time. And so he thought he was going to be here, but I was here earlier to await him. And he was still hoping he would be able to get out of the other meeting to be here. But unfortunately he couldn't. So he's asked me to please apologize to every one of you, and that he appreciates all the submissions that have been given here. Please, can we kindly sit down? We know it's been a very long day. Let us take the message from His Excellency ASIWAJU Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please. Just 2 more minutes. Kindly sit down, please. I think so. One can understand that everybody's been so tired after the long sessions, the different but the sessions have been very exhausting, very enlightening, very educating. And ASIWAJU has said that the tape or recording of this engagement, he will watch, he will analyze, and he will digest all the submissions, the suggestions, and the ideas that have emanated from this engagement. So, in a nutshell, he wants every one of you to feel appreciated, and that he's within his spirit, and that the fact that he's running for presidency today is because he believes so fervently
that the president of this nation should have 3 attributes with which to drive Nigeria into the higher next level. And those attributes are vision, knowledge, and courage. And these 3 attributes he has demonstrated amply in Lagos and elsewhere. And on each of these attributes, in terms of vision, one can recount a litany of examples. In knowledge, same thing. In courage, the same thing. Even in mentorship, even in the development of leaders. And all of you have attested to that attribute of his, even as eloquently testified to by the presence of the Honorable Minister, the former Governor of Lagos, Babatunde Raji, who is acknowledged widely as a performer. And after him, and even the current governor of Lagos State, that speaks eloquently to ASIWAJU Bola Ahmed Tinubu's mentorship capacity and the ability to develop other leaders. And he says, and he means it all the time, very seriously, that you are not a successful leader until you develop other leaders. And he says to his other contestants, how many of them can point to other leaders that they have successfully developed onto the national scene? Apart from that, in terms of vision, in terms of courage, in terms even of financial engineering, because what we need now is somebody who knows finance, who understands public finance, who can plug leakages and loopholes, and he has done all of this before. He inherited 600 million naira IGR in Lagos, and developed it, plugging loopholes, bringing in technology, and today Lagos is about the 5th largest economy in terms of the size of revenue. And you not have a single tax. And I wasn't told, I was there, I was in that cabinet. And we formulated all of this together under his leadership. And he dictated the pace. Now I'll give you just one single example of visioning. The Awolowo Road that you see today, that has been realized, when we were discussing it in the cabinet, and he insisted on what we should do, he said we should go and write it down, that the roads he will build in that area will last for a minimum of 20 years. That was 2000. This is 2023. There is not a single pothole on the entire stretch of our road today. And the issue of bonds, financial bonds, he introduced it into Nigeria. Before ASIWAJU Tinubu's governorship, no state government, no local government, no federal government ever thought of that creative financial engineering of the bond market. He initiated it. Because he wanted to fund projects which the state government finances couldn't. And he said we should go and borrow the commercial banks in the short run, which will attract higher interest rates. We argued about it. He said no, we should borrow in the short run and then buy the materials of construction like the steel and other and hedge against inflation, and then convert the borrowing into long-term bonds, which will reduce the interest rates. And that was exactly how bond market came into being in Lagos and in Nigeria. After that, of course, at that time, everybody in the opposition shouted he was putting Lagos State in debt. But guess what? 2 years down the line, the entire bond was fully paid, and all the projects funded are there today. And the federal government started going to bond, other states started taking bond, even local governments are taking bond. That's one of the trailblazing capacities of ASIWAJU, which he intends to replicate at the federal level. Another short example of visioning is the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos, the Bar Bridge. When some of us were kids and toddlers in Lagos, we used to go to the Bar Bridge. When you parked your car, our parents would park cars on Ahmadu Bello Road. You trek up to a kilometer on sand before you reached the water of the Atlantic Ocean. But as we grew up, the ocean started eating the sands until by the time we got into government, half of Ahmadu Bello Road was gone, was eaten by the ocean. The then federal government, PDP-controlled federal government, was pouring sand filling the Atlantic Ocean every 9 months, costing billions there. Billions. And ASIWAJU said no, that we needed to put an enduring solution. Of course, it was the federal government. And I recall vividly that the then federal Minister of Works came to ASIWAJU to quarrel with him. That what's your business? This is federal government money. Let's keep pouring it every 9 months. It's not Lagos State money. ASIWAJU said no. He signed an oath of office to defend the sanctity of Lagos State and the security of the state. We were not going to watch it to sink into the Atlantic Ocean. So we went to Cape Town, we went to Netherlands to source for the experts that will design a lasting solution. And that was the birth of the Atlantic City that is today standing as a Dubai of Africa. It's there. That is the power of visioning. There are so many of such that we believe that all the other contestants do not come close to the mental capacity, administrative ability, and managerial acumen of ASIWAJU. So he wants to thank you for your presence here today, and that together we are going to work and bring Nigeria to the land of El Dorado. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chief Dindin. Thank you so much.
Mohammed Hassan. Okay.
We would like to call His Excellency Ambassador Mohammed Hassan to come and just give the very brief vote of thanks.
Hello, distinguished, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the close of the program. We want to take this opportunity on behalf of the chairman and members of the APC Professionals Forum to thank everyone for being here, especially the panelists, lead speakers who agreed to do their work for the committee pro bono. We want everybody, wish everyone safe journey back to your places of abode. Those in Abuja, we wish you well. And I wish everybody a very excellent evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so very much. It was in 1555 that the French astrologer Nostradamus made over 942 predictions which have come true. And that's why they call him the man who saw tomorrow. ASIWAJU Bola Ahmed Tinubu is indeed the Nostradamus of Lagos, because he saw 50 years ahead how Lagos can become and is still unfolding. Thank you very much for being part of this symposium, the second edition of it. We will pray even as you say bye-bye.
What's a prayer?
We thank Almighty God that has given us the opportunity to witness today. We started it, we were able to conquer, and we pray to Almighty God to take us to the promised land by having our ASIWAJU Ahmed Bola Tinubu our president by February 2025, next month that is coming. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We wish you safe journey back to your homes. Thank you so very much. Okay, sir. Please mind your bags, please, and your phones while leaving. Can wait for pictures. The BOT. Your Excellency, Dr. Isai Bura. Please, we want to take pictures of the BOT. Yes. Yes, please. Yes. BOT. His Excellency, Mohamed Hassan, we need it. Yes, up here. The BOT and the Secretariat, please, just come. Yes, let's see. Good evening. Sir, please. Well done, sir. Just a nice one. Yes, let's see. Please. Chairman is there. He's there.